Welcome in the world of machine learning, a practical approach under machine learning using Python series of lectures. This is lecture 4, datasets and data preprocessing part 2. Hi, I am Dr. Sunil from GCS Solutions. Now the contents of today's lecture are data preprocessing in machine learning. So we'll see the other important phases like how to import data sets, how to find missing values from the data set, and how to address that issue of missing values. Now let us see the third important step of data preprocessing in machine learning. So data set is imported in our Python program using read underscore CSV function of the pandas library. Now here the steps to be followed to import the data set in the current Python program are as follows. First of all, you have to write a source code, which I have written here after these three steps. That is source code you have to take, that is the Python program, and a data set, which is nothing but a file with .csv extension. And you have to store these two things in a same directory or a folder. Now go to your Anaconda prompt and start Spider IDE. And in Spider IDE, go to File Explorer and select this current directory or folder. Select your directory or folder wherein your source code and dataset is there as a current directory. Once that is done, you go to the execute button of the Spider IDE and execute the source code to get the data imported in your Python source code. Now the step is very simple. First you need to do importing of the libraries. So as usual, as I said in the first lecture of this particular topic, that is data preprocessing in the machine learning. So we need to import 3 libraries always, but for now we'll be using only pandas. But just to be habitual of using these libraries in our machine learning algorithms, I will be repeating these steps every time. So import numpy as np. So I'll be using alias of numpy as np, and then I import one more library, that is matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and then I import pandas as pd. So I'll be referring pandas libraries as pd, that is the abbreviation. Now here we have a data set in form of CSV file. So I have this table which is shown here, or which is basically I'm pointing out here. So it has 4 attributes: country, age, salary, and purchase. So I have saved this as a data.csv. Now what this data is, or what this data set is, this data set is a data of a company having certain products, and it maintains a data of the clients buying some item or purchasing some item of the company. Now it has the clients present in various countries like France, Spain, Germany. So these are the three countries frequently appearing, and there is a client having age and his salary, and whether that client has purchased certain product from the company or not. So this is the basically data, and this data is to be analyzed. Using this data, if some new prediction is to be done that whether this any specific client or group of clients are going to buy any product in future or not, if this analysis is to be done, then this data set is to be used in our pre-processing phase. That means we want to do analysis of this data, and we want to first do pre-processing on this data set. So here the command is very simple, that you have to create a data set. I have created here data set variable, and I invoked read underscore CSV file from the pandas using panda abbreviation pd, and I have supplied one argument to the read underscore CSV function, that is called data.csv. So the file name of my data set is data.csv. Now data.csv has 4 columns, so these are the 4 features or 4 attributes of the data set objects. And as I told that this data is of a company trying to analyze whether a client of specific location will buy a product or not. So based on this data, machine learning algorithm will be analyzing the things, will train the model, and if we give some new input, it will try to predict the output. Now here is the sample execution. So I have written just 3 or 4 lines in this code. So as I said that you have to start Spider IDE, then write a code, save it with certain proper name, that is I have used here data preprocessing.py. So I saved this file using .py extension, and that is data underscore preprocessing. So this is the name of the file. So I'm basically using or importing this data set saved with data.csv file and trying to see what happens if I import this data set. So here is the execution. Now if you go to variable explorer, you'll find that Spider has automatically created one data set variable, and in that data set variable it has imported everything whatever is there in this data.csv file. Do remember, data.csv file is not now a CSV file, but that file is available to our program in form of something called dataset object, and that object is of what type? Data frame type. So your data set is basically taken, or it is provided to the Python file or Python program as a data set data frame. So here data frame is the object. Now on that data frame all the further processing is done. So here if you see carefully, there are index values assigned to each of the data item. So 0 to 9, that means there are overall 10 data items in the data set, and here there are attributes country, age, salary and purchased. So this way you will be getting certain information displayed in terms of data frame. Now let us try to explore few more aspects of this particular step, that is called importing datasets. So datasets once available in form of data frame to our Python program, it is to be split into 2 different set. That is one set called independent variables, also called as feature vector, and the other set is dependent variable vector. So here do remember that we want to divide our data in such a way that we'll be having one part which is to be predicted based on some another part, that is called an independent part of the dataset, on which this dependent part is to be predicted. So here let us try to understand this thing practically. So I have this data set. So let us focus on the table to the right of this slide, that is right part portion of this slide. So it is here I am pointing. So it has 4 attributes. So attribute at index 0 is country, at index 1 is age, at index 2 is salary, and at index 3 is purchased. So internally this purchased we want to be the dependent variable, which is depending on the other 3 features of the data set, that is country, age and salary. So this country, age and salary is basically the independent thing on which this purchased attribute is dependent. That means looking at the data set values, we can easily find that some client from France having some salary has not purchased the item. Again, we have one more France entry, that some client from France having 35 age and having salary this has purchased some item of the company. So this way we can perform the analysis. That means these three factors will decide whether the client in future is going to purchase any item or any product of the company or not. So let us try to explore this practically. So this separation of two things, that is independent variables and dependent variables, can be done using Pandas library and a function available in Pandas library, that is called iloc function, which stands for locate indexes. That is iloc, I for indexes and loc for locate. Now it needs certain parameters to be passed. So we'll see what that is. So let us try to analyze the code here. So I have importing of libraries. So let us focus on the first rectangle of this slide. So here we have import numpy as np. So all these three libraries as usual will be importing. Then we have actual step of importing the dataset, that is called pandas pd, that is pd.readcsv, and dataset.csv is the dataset we are providing to this read CSV, which will convert this dataset into data frame. That data frame name is dataset itself. Now here we need separation of the independent and dependent variables. This is done using two variables. So I have used one x as a variable for independent feature vector and small y as the variable name for dependent variable vector. So in our case, we want to put those features in x which are independent, and in y we want to put those features which are dependent. But our features are not actually separate in practice. This is the single table. So whatever data set you have in terms of data.csv file, that data is altogether a composite data having all features together. So there is no separation like these are independents and these are the dependents. It is our code which is going to separate, and that code is basically these two lines, that is dataset.iloc, and we have done here slicing. So we'll focus on this slicing part, don't worry. And iloc function use one attribute called values. That means whatever slicing part will provide, so on that part whatever values are available in the dataset, original dataset frame, so those values will be extracted and put in some variable called capital X, and all the dependent variable values will be extracted and put in some variable called small y. Now let us try to focus on this slicing part. So iloc function has arguments to be provided into square bracket, so that is called slicing. So here there are two colons specified. So as we want all the rows, so these are the rows like France, Spain, Germany, so these are rows. So there are total 10 rows in our data set 0 to 9, and as we want all rows, so first colon indicates that we want all rows, then there is comma, and after comma we have one more colon, so that second column specifies the how many columns. For example, for the independent variable vector, that is called feature vectors, so country, age and salary, these are the feature vectors attribute. So this feature vector needs three attributes starting from index 0 to 2. Now suppose we want to include this in our independent variable feature vector, then we have two ways, like we may specify column, before column we can provide the start index of the column, and after colon we want to specify the end index. Do remember the end index is exclusive. That means suppose I want 3 columns, so I may specify here 3 with starting index 0. That means it will take 0, 1 and 2 only. But there is one shortcut way. For example, if I want all the columns from the specific data set except last one, then I have a very smart way to do that. So second column is for colon. So if I say colon, after that -1, that means include everything except last column. So -1 is the rightmost column of the data set. -2 is the last but one column. This way we can have a specification of slice value. So here, for example, I have used here for x variable all rows and all columns except last one. But for my y variable, I need only last column. So what is the index of last column in this data set? It is index 3. So I have used here iloc colon means all rows, comma, and here 3. 3 indicates that I want all the, I want only one column, that is the third column of this data set. Now I have tried to simulate this here in the code. So I have first imported the data set, then I used here x to store the independent variable and y, small y, to store the dependent variables. Now if I try to execute this code, so in variable explorer you'll find that there are three things now. Earlier there was only one dataset frame, but now we have two more objects created, that is x, the object which basically stores the independent variables, and y, which stores the dependent variable. Now to display this information, go to the IPython console of the Spyder IDE and just type x. So you'll get a list of all independent variables. For example, in our independent variable x, we have three things. First, attribute feature, that is country, next is age, and third one is salary. Now if you see here, there are two entries in which there was no value, that was missing value. So those missing values are indicated by NaN. So these missing values, that means there is nothing over there, so that NaN is the way that value is treated. NaN stands for not a number. Now let us try to address the problem of missing data of our data set. For example, our data set may have some certain entries where data is not available, or values for the attributes are not available. For example, in our data set, that is data.csv file, here there are two rows in which data is not available. That entry is German, age 40, and salary is blank, and purchased is yes. And one more entry is Spain, there is no value for age, so salary is 52,000 and purchased is no. So for example, if you want to address this issue, why to address this issue? Because presence of such a missing value may create a problem to our machine learning model. Now prior to use of such a erroneous data, we need to resolve the issue of missing data. So to address this, we have two ways. One way is we can directly delete these two entries physically from the table or from the data set, but doing so may affect our accuracy of model, because we are now reducing the size of data set, thereby reducing the chances of accuracy. So if your data set is large and there are only 1% entries of missing data, in that case you may delete it, because for larger data deleting 1% entries will not make any difference. But for smaller data you should not delete the entries, rather you have another way of doing this, that is replacing missing data with the mean of the attributes or column values. So what these attributes or columns are, these are the attributes. For example, country. So for country, in this particular column we don't have any data missing, but for example this attribute or column age, we have one entry missing for Spain, with salary $52,000, and for this salary column we have this salary missing for entry German with age 40 value. So we need to replace these null values, or sorry, say for example missing values with some proper values. So how to do that? So that is done using Python scikit-learn library along with a sub library called preprocessing. So these two libraries will go hand in hand. But just using library is not sufficient. We need to call a imputer class from this preprocessing library to perform this task of missing data and replacing it with the mean of its column. Now what does it mean by mean of the column? So for example, for this age, if you want to replace this missing value age for entry Spain, we'll be adding all the remaining column values and will divide it with the number of columns, and then whatever comes, that is the average, simply the average, and that average value will be put over here. So adding average of all the entries, remaining entries, makes some sense because it will help us to do proper prediction rather than having no value. If we have a average, that is called mean of the column, then that will make some sense. Now how to do it? So let us try to understand the code here. Now I have put here comment taking care of missing data. So I have imported the imputer class. So imputr imputer class from the pre-processing library of the sklearn. So this scikit-learn library is known here as a sklearn library. So sklearn, so from sklearn dot pre-processing import imputer. Now we need to create one object under this imputer class. Now imputer class is capable of finding the missing values and replacing those missing values using the average. So rather I'll say how does this imputer class do this thing? Using certain functions. So first of all, let us try to understand this imputer object. So I have created one imputer object. So after equal to, I have specified the constructor of the imputer class. So it takes three arguments, that is missing value nan, and then strategies mean, and x is 0. So we'll discuss this thing at length in the next slides. You need not worry now, because now I want to focus on the next part of the imputer. So we'll be discussing this imputer constructor and its argument in the next slide. We have elaborated discussion on that. So but before that, we'll discuss on the some of the methods or functions of the imputer class. So this fit method is basically responsible for finding the missing values and calculating the average of the column in which that missing values are appearing and replacing those values with the average. That is done by fit method. So fit method will take the slice. So what that slice is? That slice is like I want to apply the concept of handling missing data only on the columns which are having missing values. So here in case of our data set, column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, there are 4 columns. But of that, how many columns we need to be handled or tackle? So there are only 2 columns, that is column at index 1 and column at index 2. So I have specified here in slicing that I know I want all rows. So in square bracket we have specified first column for rows, comma, then second is for column. So I have specified here 1 colon 3. So I want to start with index 1, and that is 3 means what? Next 2. So it will be 1 and 2, because you know that the end part is exclusive in the column. So that's why we have specified here 3. That means start with index 1 and end with less than 3, that is 2. So here 1 and 2 will be used. So of this data set X, which is the independent part of our pre-processing steps, or pre-processing of the data. So here it uses only these two columns on which it is to be applied. So fit method will perform the task, but it will return that as the object. But what we need to do is we need to transfer this calculation and replacement on our original data. So how to do that? So we are now saying that our new set, what is that set? X, that is the set of independent variables, is to be replaced with the missing values with its mean value, and that thing is done by something called transform method. So transform method will actually apply the changes in the columns, and whatever changes are there which are stored temporarily somewhere will be saved in our actual X, that is called set of feature vector. Now let us try to understand this part, that is called imputer part. So imputer has three parameters: missing value, which we have specified as a NaN, that is not a number, then strategy, that is called mean, and axis 0. So what this is actually? So it is something like this. So missing value can be NaN. So optionally you may not even provide, but it is better to provide that it can be NaN. So by default it is NaN only. NaN stands for not a number. Suppose some values are missing, like just focus on this data set. So if some values are missing, those values will be treated as NaN, and that we have seen already in the data frame while we saw the spider ID in which data of variable X was displayed. So we'll see it later again, don't worry. So here you may even specify the integer value. For example, for missing value you have initialized this with 0, as there is no value, so you may initialize it with 0. You can specify that my missing values are 0 and replace all zeros with average of the column. So this way you can say. Now what of the strategy? So strategy you have specified mean. So there are three ways to calculate the strategy, that is called mean, median, and most frequent. So here if you specify that strategy is mean, so this string mean will tell the imputer class that the strategy to be followed by the functions of the imputer class is mean. So mean means replace missing values using mean along the axis. Now what this axis is? Axis is basically with what thing you are dealing. Along the x-axis, what you have? The columns like country, age, salary, purchase. Along the y-axis, what you have? You have the rows like France, Spain, Germany, all this. So you have this axis 0 as the column and axis 1 as the rows. So here we are basically referring as an x and y axis, but those axes are referred as 0 and 1. So here axis x is equal to 0 stands for column, and axis equal to 1 stands for rows. So here what we mean to say for strategy mean means what? You have to replace all the missing values of that particular column. Or else you may have strategy median. So instead of mean you can go for median, and also you can go for most frequent. That means suppose certain values are frequently appearing. For example, in our case there are no frequently appearing values in any of this column, but let us see this, that here frequently appearing values, for example no, no, no. So you may replace that with no. Here do remember we'll be using mean, mode, median not on the character data but on the numeric data. So how in our case this most frequently appearing values can also be replaced with the null values. So that specification is done using strategy. Hope so you have understood this. So it is very easy, and this is one time investment. Means once you study this thing, once you have to use this repeatedly, in all other further machine learning algorithms which we will be using for analysis purpose. Now I have executed this code here. So I have done three things. I have imported the libraries, then I have imported the data set using read CSV, pandas.read CSV. Then I have separated the independent and dependent variables in terms of x and y by using iloc function and by specifying the slices on which I want to operate and extract those independent and dependent attributes, that is feature vector and dependent vector. Now I have used here imputer class and created one imputer object, and then I have specified all the parameters to the imputer, and then I call fit method. What is for what fit method is used? Fit method is used to find the missing values and finding the average of that particular column and replacing it. But the actual replacement is done using which function? Transform function. So transform function does this transformation done in the earlier stage, that is called fit method. So that is done using transform method. So transform method will actually do the application part of whatever was done by fit method. So that is the next part of the missing value replacement. So here if I execute the code, you will find that when we say what is x, so here spider returns me this. Now earlier these entries I have highlighted with the red rectangle were NaN, and now all these NaNs are replaced with the average of that particular column. So here the salary column is replaced by 63777.777 and this age is replaced by 38.777, such some long digit specification. So dear learners, here we end up with this session. So we learn the rest of the steps, all remaining steps in the next lecture. So dear learners, how was the lecture? Just give me feedback by commenting in the comment section. If you like video, press on the like button. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you really like the lecture, share among your friends. So we are from the GCS Solutions, making technology easy to learn. Till next lecture, happy coding.